May be seated. You know what? Sure. Give me one. Okay. They're all up. Okay. So this is 23 CF 475 State versus Josie Dykeman appearances.
Matthew Tarbinson and Emily Rude for the state, also present as state's counsel table as investigative sergeant Rich Hans.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge. Ms. Dykeman appears in person with her attorneys Chris Sacker and David Bowles. Also present is paralegal Emily Sanchez.
All right. Anything we need to talk about before we begin this morning, Mr. Toberson?
No.
Mr. Zacher?
A couple things, Judge. One, I would note for the record that after the parties left yesterday, it was apparent that we had two exhibits with the same number. They were both initially labeled as 248. One was a photograph of, I believe, the Justice for Alex Xavier rally with Major, and the second was the case note that Mr. Bowles used to impeach Ms. Barton Wagner. So I believe the case note has been since relabeled as 251. Obviously, the court received it in its older form. We would offer it as 251.
Okay, we received it as 251, the case note. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I wanted to make a greater record of some of the issues that came up yesterday,
Okay.
particularly with regard to the counseling records that I was not permitted to ask Major about. The records are clear that the concerns of the parent bringing Major in, Ms. Dykeman, was with his lying, his dishonesty, his violence towards his siblings, including his violence towards Alex. It was clear in the notes from the counselor, Mr. Ryland, that Major didn't like going to counseling, that his father didn't agree with going to counseling. His father hasn't allowed him to go to counseling. I think that all would have been admissible subject of inquiry under 906-16, and particularly with other witnesses to corroborate that was the rationale for the counseling itself. I'd also note, Judge, that we've had a number of people reach out to us who have been watching the streams on the local television and on court TV, and apparently there have been some comments during Major's testimony that I missed when I was in the moment, but apparently in front of the jury, Major referred to me as a motherfucker, and there were some moments of somebody appearing to coach him. I can't tell from where because the camera was on me, but you can hear clear voices whispering no in response to questions that I asked, to which he subsequently answered no about his recollection or his memory, and then another remark saying not well standing when I was asking Major about where Ms. Dykeman was kicked. We intend to try and clip some of that up, put it on a flash drive, and preserve it with the record. But to me, it sounded like Major was being coached as testimony was ongoing. Additionally, I would like to note that it's our position that the coordinated wearing of red throughout the courtroom, including by Ms. Rude, the victim witness coordinator. I didn't see what Mr. Tarbinson was wearing, but and others, was clearly coordinated. It was clearly coordinated with the state. It was clearly coordinated by the state when Major was asked about why he's wearing red and why others are wearing red in the courtroom. There was a motion in limine where the court prohibited in-court demonstrations. This appears to be an intentional violation of that motion in limine. It improperly puts public pressure on the jury. It improperly appealed to emotions. It was improper, irrelevant testimony. All of these things combined, Your Honor, at this point, we're moving for a mistrial. In the alternative, we're going to ask the court to issue an instruction on Major that his testimony should be disregarded in its entirety for the evidence of the coaching and the evidence of the other improper comments, and that the jury can consider whether or not a witness was coached. I wanted to make this record before Brantley testifies because upon being shown some of these clips this morning, it's very clear to me that somebody was coaching this child from the gallery, and we're gonna insert that video evidence in the record, hopefully over lunch on a flash drive.
Okay. What is, I mean, I'm not sure how the coaching, I mean, my observations of Major is that he put his head down and he didn't want to talk to anybody. I mean, I'm not sure how you can coach him if he's put his head down.
It's audible, Judge, in the court TV stream.
Judge, I think it's audible because it's the microphone from the state's table, and Ms. Rude and I were actually talking about objecting to the question that was posed by Mr. Zachar, because when he asked about the kicking, the question about the kicking presumed that Alex Xavier was standing at the time of the kicking, and that's not what was said in the forensic interview. What was said in the forensic interview is that he was already on the ground at the time that he was kicking. So Ms. Rude and I were having a conversation about whether or not we would object to that. I believe that's what the microphone picks up because the microphone's closest to us. We were not in any way, shape, or form coaching, and he can't hear what we're saying in that side conversation. Your Honor didn't hear it. The defense didn't hear what we were saying. I think the microphone probably picked it up, and that's why it could be heard on outside. But that was the discussion we were having. I never saw him make that statement. I was watching him the entire time that he was testifying. There was no coaching going on from the state's table. There was no coaching that.
Okay, all right.
Do you want me to address the other points or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't even remember what the other points were, but.
There was one about the coordinated demonstration of the red shirts in the courtroom.
I don't believe there was a coordinated demonstration. I think he wanted to wear, Major said he wanted to wear red for Alex Xavier. I asked him that question. That was something that he told me during prep. I was not wearing red other than a little bit of red in my tie. I wore a blue suit yesterday. There were other individuals that wore red. There was no statement made by any of those individuals. The bikers did not wear their gear. I think there were 2 or 3 bikers that came. They sat in the back. They left the room. Vast majority of the individuals in the courtroom were all wearing their normal clothing. It was not like a Badger game, which was the reference that was made. I found it to be the direct opposite. The victim advocate who wore red was only in the room when Major testified, was not in the room for the rest of the testimony. So.
I note Ms. Rude was also wearing a red dress, and there were multiple members of the family and people who have been present throughout court also wearing red. I disagree with Mr. Torbenson. In my view, the majority of the gallery was wearing red.
All right. First of all, I made this comment yesterday. I can't stop people from wearing clothes, but I can stop them from demonstrating. I don't want there to be, I don't think the prosecution, I'm not saying is rude, you necessarily wore red because everybody else was wearing red, but that shouldn't really be happening because there shouldn't be this is not a protest. This is a trial, okay? Being asked for mistrial, unless you can show me other evidence, there's no basis for a mistrial right now. Now, the issue on the issue of the demonstration, on the issue of Major testifying, the court has had some more time to reflect on the issue of the counseling records, and there was a on the sidebar Anderson was submitted or was sort of asserted out. Anderson was about the ability to access counseling records and a person's ability to essentially a victim or, yeah, victim in particular has the ability to not give permission to get to their medical records. But it sounds like, but that's not the situation. It sounds like the medical records were already within hand of the defense. The issue really was, could Major be asked a question about it? And I didn't allow that to happen. Quite honestly, I had no idea it was going to happen. And I didn't allow it to happen other than the fact that he was going to counseling. Now, I'm going to ask another question. Is there another witness that has anything to do with it? Because I think what's going to happen is that Major would have said, I don't know. And you would have been stuck with an answer of, I don't know. So what was the plan if he said, I don't know?
We have the certified medical records available for impeachment. We have a records custodian. For
With a child? You're going to show a child, here your medical records? What was he going to do?
We can introduce them through a records custodian, Judge.
Right.
And I think like that's both a recorded recollection and a prior inconsistent statement. So we do have those records available.
Okay. The objection being raised at the time, again, but at this point, I'm not telling you can't do that. But I also think that even though I didn't allow the questions to be asked of what the substance of the records were, I do think it's relevant that if somebody is going in to counseling and one of the main purposes is that their tendency to lie or to have other behavioral issues, and no matter what the witness, child or otherwise, that could be relevant, could be, to be fair to the state. I mean, you haven't seen them. I don't know if the state knows exactly what's being talked about or how it would be brought in. So I will, we'll go upon that issue when it happens. I am not going to strike Major's testimony. I don't think that's appropriate. I think it's appropriate to impeach it. And I'm also not going to grant a mistrial because I don't think either one of those things are errors in the first place. But secondly, even if they were, I don't think they had that much influence on the jury. I would ask those who are watching, remember that these issues of neutrality need to be maintained. And I just, rather than create more problems, don't create more problems, that's all. As far as what was said, there's two things that bother me about that. Obviously, the prosecution has a right to talk about whatever you need to talk about. What bothers me is that the media somehow picked it up and it was in the streaming. There is a button that you should be able to push that turns off your microphone. Let me just say, does it turn off? Do you have to hold?
You have to hold it down.
All right, you can change the setting on the bottom. So you can, when you push it down, it turns off, and then you have to turn it back on to be heard, though, just so you know.
Okay. Yeah, the only other thing I would say relative to the record is the case that I was referring to is Stair versus Johnson, and it overturned Schifra, and
Right.
Schifra dealt with mental health records. These are mental health records. And it said that there's both confidentiality and privilege, and the privilege has to be waived for them to go into it, and there's no waiver of that privilege on this record anywhere to be found. And so for them to even approach this subject with impeachment, there needs to be a waiver of that privilege, either by Major or someone on Major's behalf who has that legal right. The mere fact that they have confidential records does not obviate privilege. Privilege is under 905, and it's separate from confidentiality, and that is made abundantly clear in Stair versus Johnson. So without that, they can't go near it.
Judge, I agree that there's a distinction between confidentiality and privilege, but I would note that Johnson addressed the Schifra process that existed prior to that and effectively overruled Schifra in the old discovery process. Johnson, in my recollection, does not address admissibility at trial.
Yeah, reading Johnson, I don't believe it addresses, it's a question of getting access to the records, the mental health records. There's still privilege that's there. The question is who has the ability to waive privilege. And I think the question really was, usually the parents have the ability to waive privilege. for kids. Do not. We're going to have to deal with this when the time comes, and we'll look at Johnson and I'll cross-check Johnson. I mean, also the problem with Johnson, and I'll just say this, that there's no remedy in Johnson, really. That's one of the issues. That I think there is I understand why they overturned Schifra, but the problem with Johnson is that Johnson created a situation where individuals can have a very relevant characteristic that could be relevant to trial, but there's no remedy to figure out what to do. The only other remedy is well, not allowed to exclude the witness, right? Not allowed to get the records. So I don't know what the remedy that the Supreme Court envisioned at that point.
My recollection of Johnson is that the remedy that's suggested is that the witness is asserted privilege and the jury can be told that the witness is asserted. I also think there's case law that when the defendant is the parent or caregiver that's on trial, they cannot be the one to waive their privilege and then benefit from that waiver.
I think that's correct. I mean, that's why I said that's where we get into this conversation, because the state had indicated that the child had not waived privilege, but it really is not up to the child because it's a child. And that was the problem. All right, having said that, we will deal with, I mean, if the issue is informing that the records will not be allowed to get into because the privilege is being asserted, we'll have to do some type of jury instruction at that point.
Okay. And Judge, I just learned of some of the recorded content here this morning. We're going to do our best to get some clips onto a flash drive, submit it with the record, and at that time I am going to be renewing our motion both for a mistrial and then the alternative for an instruction on coaching.
And my only request would be that we be able to see and respond before it's submitted.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other issues?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I think the jury's ready. All right. So we can bring the jury in from the state's perspective? Yes. And defense? Yep. All right. Bring the jury in.
Why don't we wait until after? Now I think about it, just because I'm going to want to go back on some of the.
Oops. Not working. Let's start things and we'll have to go. Hopefully it works. We'll see. Maybe seated, everyone. Good morning. I will just say right when you walked in, we saw the TV is not working and that blinked. So we're not sure exactly. We might have to take a break to try to reboot everything, and I apologize. Let's see if we can start and go from there.
Thank you, Your Honor. State recalls Danielle Swedberg. And we are eventually going to play more videos this morning too, so.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Is it, before we begin, is it going to be soon that you can play the video, pretty soon, or do you have a lot of questions?
Probably 10 to 15 minutes, and do you want to break now and get it?
No, we can just shut it down and reboot it while you're asking the questions.
Okay. We're fixing technology.
Hold on one second. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're turning that off. Oh, that worked. All right. Keep our fingers crossed. All right. I want to swear you back in, and then we'll go back in. Go ahead.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good morning, Ms. Swedberg.
Good morning.
Can you just restate and spell your name again, please?
Danielle Swedberg, Danielle. Swedberg, Swedberg.
When we broke yesterday morning, Attorney Zachar had asked you some questions, and then we left for the lunch hour. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my opportunity to ask you questions in response to what Attorney Zachar asked you yesterday morning, okay?
Yes.
And then we're also going to watch some of the additional forensic interviews that you did that involved this particular case. Okay. One of the questions that you were asked was about forensic interview protocols and the protocols that you have training in. Is that fair?
That's correct.
Do you remember those questions?
Yes.
You were asked about WFIG.
Yes.
WFIG stands for the Wisconsin Forensic Interview Guidelines.
Correct.
Okay, and that is not a specific type of forensic interview guidelines that you are trained in per se. Is that fair?
That's correct.
Okay. Are you familiar with the National Children's Alliance?
Yes.
Does the National Children's Alliance provide guidelines for all protocols of forensic interviewing?
The ones that are nationally recognized, yes.
And you use Corner House?
Correct.
That's nationally recognized?
Yes.
Okay. And you're familiar with the Wisconsin Forensic Interview Guidelines?
Basic information on it, yes.
You're familiar with some of the other forensic interview programs that Attorney Zachar mentioned to you?
Some of them, yes. I don't recall all the ones that he mentioned yesterday.
Do they all follow the basic structure?
I'm aware that WFIG does. Some of the other ones I'm not familiar with enough to say for sure.
Okay. Do they all involve the same type of questions, open-ended questions with children and funneling of questions to children?
Yes.
When I say funneling of questions to children, what do I mean?
Starting with open-ended or more broad questions and then working down to a more specific question.
And then you can also ask focus questions based on the information that a child provides. Is that right?
That is correct.
And is that to help orient the child to the topic that you wish to address?
That could be one of the reasons I would ask a more focused question, yes.
What could be another reason?
Just for clarification, maybe I didn't understand or don't know exactly what the child was trying to tell me, their age, developmental capacity. There could be lots of reasons that I might choose to use a more focused question.
One of the other lines of questionings that Attorney Zachar had for you dealt with the issue of coaching. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Children can be coached. Is that fair?
Yes.
And in the end of the second forensic interview of Major talked about being told by the defendant not to talk about what happened regarding Alex Xavier's leg. Is that correct?
Yes.
Being instructed not to talk about it.
Yes. I don't recall exactly at what point in the forensic interview he talked about that, but at one point he did mention that he was told not to talk about it.
Telling children not to talk about a topic to adults who are going to ask about that topic is a form of coaching. Is that correct?
It could be. As you heard in some of it, there were other times where he was told not to talk about something, particularly Alex's death. So there could be lots of reasons that a child is told not to or to talk about something.
When a child is making a disclosure, in your experience as a forensic interviewer, is a child taking into consideration their own safety oftentimes?
That they can be. That would be one of the things that we would look at or consider with a disclosure or not making a disclosure.
Can that be one of the reasons why a child may not initially disclose information but subsequently disclose additional information?
Yes.
If they are more sure that they are safe?
That could be a reason, yes.
I want to talk a little bit about demeanor because demeanor was brought up yesterday in those questions as well. You had an opportunity to observe in the first forensic interview of Major how Major interacted with you when he talked about Dad's home. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then you also had an opportunity to observe Major's demeanor when Major talked about life in the defendant's home. Is that also true?
That is correct.
Did you observe a change in demeanor when Major discussed life in the defendant's residence?
Judge, I'm going to object. This is awfully close to Hazeltine vouching.
Sustain.
It's just a discussion of demeanor, Your Honor.
Her observations of the jury saw the interview. They can make their own judgments.
Okay. The forensic interviews that you conducted in this case were conducted the Sunday after Alex Xavier's passing, is that correct?
Some of them were, yes.
Okay. And then there were some follow-up interviews.
Correct.
The follow-up interviews that were conducted were with Major and with Brantley, is that correct?
Yes. There were other children that were also interviewed after that Sunday.
Later on?
Yes.
Those were older children?
Yes.
You conducted interview of Brantley Pedrin on the Sunday after, correct? February 12th?
Correct.
And Araya Pedrin?
Correct.
You recognize those forensic interviews if they're played in court today?
Yes.
Okay, and then there was also a subsequent forensic interview conducted of Brantley Pedrin in November of 2023. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. The subsequent interview of Brantley Pedrin that was done in November of 2023, that was relative to the original disclosure about the fall down the stairs as being the purported cause for Alex Xavier's fracture. Is that correct?
I believe that Brantley had given information to his dad at some point that was relevant to the fall. I don't know if there was other information shared or not.
And that was the purpose of that subsequent forensic interview of Brantley. Is that fair?
Yes.
And when we see the second forensic interview of Brantley, that is the major topic that you are discussing with him. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about verifiable events. What are verifiable events when you're conducting a forensic interview?
So that would be an event that a child might talk about that we would be able to corroborate or confirm through other sources, whether it be a parent, police reports, medical exams, things like that.
So an example of a verifiable event would be Derek being arrested the evening of February 10th, 2023.
Correct.
That's an event that law enforcement can corroborate.
Yes.
The death of Alex Xavier on the morning of February 11th would be another verifiable event.
Correct.
Or the taking of Alex Xavier to the hospital for a broken leg, that would be a verifiable event.
Yes, it would.
At the time that you conducted the forensic interviews of Brantley Pedrin, he was 5 years old originally, I believe, and then 6 years old in November. Does that sound correct?
That sounds correct, yes.
Okay. A child in the age of 5 to 6, can you talk a little bit about their ability for perceiving time and differentiating events time-wise?
Judge, objection, expert testimony, plus I don't think we can generalize that with any 5 or 6 year old.
What I'll allow her to testify to is whatever experience she had with 5 or 6 year olds.
Can you tell us a little bit about 5 or 6 year olds in general and their ability to perceive and differentiate time?
So my experience in forensic interviewing of children, especially early elementary age, is that they're able to kind of get to the who and the what, but when would be a very difficult time. And so we do try to orient them to time. So sometimes we will ask questions like, did that happen while you were in kindergarten or before Christmas, after Christmas? So we will attempt to use some more memorable events to help them be able to code that timing. But to expect a young child to be able to tell me, oh, that happened on, March 14th of 2008 is not something we would expect a child to be able to do of that age.
Can a child that young sometimes blend events together?
Yes.
Is that a common thing in your experience with a child that young?
I would say it's not uncommon.
With all of those questions, I'm going to ask that we now play the first forensic interview of Brantley Pedrin conducted on February 12th, 2023, Your Honor.
Subject to cross and subject to production under 90808.
Okay.
Exhibit number 62. Exhibit number 63 is a transcript of the same.
Come in here. It'll be your turn in just a few minutes, okay? All right. You can come right in here. You can have a seat right there, Brantley. Okay. Right here is fine. All right. Thank you, Brantley. How old are you? 5. Okay, I'm going to write that up here. All right. So, Brantley, do you go to school? Yeah, where do you go to school?
Hinton.
Hinton. Okay.
Guess what?
What?
My brother died.
Okay. Do you want to tell me all about that? Yeah.
The police came and he was sleeping and then he died.
And then he died. Thank you for telling me that. I'm going to let you know a few things, and then we'll talk a little bit more about your brother dying. Is that there are some cameras in here that allow the team members that I work with to see and hear us today. What do you think about that? Yeah? Okay. So a little later, I might step out and check with my team. And that I want to make sure that I understand everything you say. So when we talk, sometimes I will write things down, or sometimes I will repeat things back to you. If I say or write anything wrong, I want you to correct me, okay? Okay. So how did you find out that your brother died?
My mom, the police told us to go in the living room, and my mom needed some air. She was hot, and then she said my son died. Then that's it.
That's it. Where were you when that happened?
At my house.
At your house? Okay.
There's a firefighter and ambulances.
There was a firefighter and ambulances? Okay. What brother was it that died?
Alex.
Alex? Okay. So, where were you when the firefighters and the ambulance came?
At home, and when me and my mom come, and me and my sister Ryan, and me, and my mom came out, and we went to, and auntie came, and then Gabe, then my grandma, then my grandma was crying, then the police told my grandma to stop, and then she didn't stop, then that's how it is.
That's how it is. Brantley, thank you so much for telling me that. You said that Grandma and Gabe came?
My uncle.
Your
Gabe.
Uncle Gabe. Okay. So, who called the police and the ambulance?
They just came by themselves.
They just came by themselves? Okay. What were you doing before they came to your house?
I was going upstairs.
You were what upstairs?
I was going upstairs with my sister Raya.
You were going upstairs with your sister Raya. Okay. Where was Mom?
Still there.
Still there? Okay. What room was she in?
Upstairs.
Upstairs? Okay. Where was your brother Alex?
At the doctor.
At the doctor? Okay. So when you woke up in the morning, this was yesterday morning?
No, it was the next day morning.
It was the next day morning? Okay.
after tomorrow.
After tomorrow? Okay. So, where did you sleep that night?
At my aunt's house.
At your aunt's house, okay. So if we go back 2 nights when you were still at your house, who was at the house that night when Alex was still alive? It was you and Alex and your mom?
And my sister.
And your sister? Okay, was anyone else there? No?
My dad went to jail.
Your dad went to jail? Okay, do you know what Dad went to jail for?
Why?
I don't know, I was asking.
Because he was not doing something wrong. He was just making a worker.
Oh, okay. Thanks. So he wasn't doing anything wrong, he was just drinking liquor. Okay. All right, so did Dad drink liquor often? Mm-hmm. How do you know when Dad drinks liquor?
I just watch him in the garage.
You just watch him in the garage? Okay. What does his liquor look like?
Beard.
Beard? Okay. All right, so Dad goes to jail. Did you see Dad go to jail? Did the cops come and get him?
No, he just needed him to text his boss, and then the cops just arrested him.
Okay, so he just needed to text his boss, and then the cops needed to arrest him at the jail? Okay, so Dad's gone, and it's you and Mom and your sister Raya and Alex and Jalen. Okay, so
And my sister that my brother that the doctor.
is that the doctor?
Not at home anymore.
No more, right. He's at the doctor now, but I'm wanting to go back to when Alex was alive and he was at the house. So Alex is alive and he's at the house. Dad's in jail. You and Mom and Raya. And is Jalen there? Okay, is anyone else at the house that night? When Alex is still alive? Major? Okay. Anyone else?
Zayden.
Zayden? Okay. So then Dad,
Yeah, he came back from jail.
you came back from jail. Okay. So when Alex is still alive, are you playing with him? What are you doing?
Playing with cars.
Play with cars. Okay. And what room are you in?
In Mom's room.
In Mom's room? Okay. And then
Who's she?
oh, right there it is. Yep. It kind of blends in, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So the last night that you spent with Alex when he was alive. Mm-hmm. Did anything happen that night?
He steals.
He steal?
Yeah.
What did he steal?
Chips.
Chips? Okay.
Hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos?
Takis.
And Takis? Okay. What happens when Alex steals?
He gets in trouble.
Okay. What does getting in trouble look like?
And can't.
You get kicked? Okay. Who does the kicking?
What?
Who kicks?
My mom.
Your mom? Okay. And who does Mom kick?
Out.
Alex? Okay. And where on Alex's body does Mom kick him? Right here? Okay. Does Mom kick Alex one time, more than one time, or something else?
More than one time.
Okay. What does Alex... Good catch. What does Alex do when Mom kicks him?
He wins.
He whines? Okay. So, does Mom do anything else besides kick Alex?
Yeah.
What does she do?
She hits him.
She hits him. What did she hit him with?
A paddle.
A paddle. What does the paddle look like?
A spoon.
A spoon? Okay. Do you know what color the spoon is? No? Okay. And then where is the spoon kept?
A secret place.
Where's that secret place?
In my brother Zayden's room.
In your brother Zayden's room? Okay. Where in Zayden's room?
I don't know.
No one knows? Okay. Bradley, one of the things I forgot to do when we started talking was to talk about truth and lie. Do you know the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother does. Alex.
How does Alex know?
He's smarter than me.
He's smarter than me? Okay, that's okay. Thank you for letting me know you don't know. Bradley, if I said you were 5 years old, would that be the truth or a lie?
Truth.
Truth. If I said you're 20, would that be a truth or a lie?
Why?
A lie. Okay. And what happens if someone lies and an adult finds out about it?
What?
What happens if a kid lies and an adult finds out that the kid lied?
Get kicked and hit.
You get kicked and hit. Okay. And do you agree that what you talked with me about today will be the truth? Okay, thanks. All right, so you said that the spoon is in Zayden's room. Where in Zayden's room is it?
And a secret door.
In a secret door? Okay. Do you know where that secret door is? Okay, tell me all about it.
She put money in it. She put gold in it, and she put money. And she brought some diamonds.
Diamonds? Okay. So money, and did you say a gun or gum?
Gun.
A gun. So money, gun, diamonds, and then the spoon are in that secret door? Okay. And that secret door is in Zayden's room?
Yeah.
Yep. Where in Zayden's room is it?
Closet.
In the closet? Okay. So inside the closet, there's another door? Or am I not understanding it correctly?
You're understanding it correctly.
Okay. And is there a lock on that door? Yeah?
The key's in it.
The key's in it? Okay. Does Dad know about that door? Does Dad know? Yeah, okay. Does Dad put anything in there? Okay.
Has a minigun and a big gun.
A minigun and a big gun? Okay. Alright, so then that last night that Alex was at the house and he was alive, he sold chips and Takis, is that correct? And then he got kicked and hit with the spoon. Where on Alex's body did he get hit with the spoon? Right here. Okay. And did you see that happen, hear it, or something else?
I hear it.
You heard it? Okay, what did you hear?
Hear him crying.
You heard him crying? Okay. What room was Alex in when that happened?
My room.
Your room?
My mom.
Oh, Mom's room. Thank you for correcting me. Was anyone else in Mom's room besides Mom and Alex?
Me and my sister Raya.
You and your sister Raya? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then, what happens after the hits and the kicks are done?
He cleans.
He cleans? What does he clean?
Dog.
Dog poop? Okay. How did Alex clean the dog poop?
Rocks.
Relax. Okay. And then what? After Alex...
He has broken leg.
Oh, he has a broken leg? Okay. How did Alex break his leg?
He fell. my sister Raya pushed him downstairs.
Your sister pushed him down the stairs? Okay. Was there anyone else around when Raya pushed him down the stairs? No. Okay. How do you know Raya pushed him down the stairs?
Because
Because? Did someone tell you that Raya pushed him down the stairs? Did you see Raya push him down the stairs?
yeah.
You saw it? Okay. So then that last night that Alex was alive, the hits and kicks are done. He cleans the dog poop and he was walking even though he had a broken leg. And then what happens?
That's all. That's it.
That's it? Okay. Did you go to bed that night? Did you go to sleep?
I had no sleep.
You had no sleep? Okay. What were you doing?
Watching Alex.
Watching Alex. What was Alex doing?
He turned me into a monster.
Okay, tell me all about that.
He drank poisonic water and then he turned into a monster.
He drank poisonic water and then he turned into a monster. Okay, where did the poisonic water come from?
Drain.
The drain. Okay. How did he get that?
He went outside.
Okay. All right. In the morning, when you woke up, where were you? What room were you in?
Upstairs.
Upstairs? Okay. Was anyone else in that room?
That's all it is.
That's all it is? Okay. Where was Alex?
In my room.
In Mom's room? Okay. Where does Alex usually sleep?
In my room.
In Mom's room? Where do you usually sleep?
In my room.
In Mom's room? How come you didn't sleep in Mom's room that night?
Because I sleep with my aunt.
You slept with your aunt, okay. Do you ever get hits or kicks from Mom? No? Does Mom do anything else to Alex?
No, that's it.
That's it? Okay. Are you allowed to eat whatever you want? Could Alex eat whatever he wanted? Okay. Are there any rules about ketchup? No. Okay. Oops. Does Dad ever give hits or kicks? What? No.
No.
Does Dad know that Mom gives hits and kicks?
No, she can do whatever she wants. No, she can do whatever she wants. Whatever she wants to them.
Okay. Why can she do whatever she wants to him?
She can.
She can. Okay. And does Dad know about that? Yeah. Okay. Trying to think. What else should I know about?
Nothing else.
Nothing else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Did you see Alex before the ambulance came?
Yeah.
Yeah? What did he look like?
Look like a monster.
He looked like a monster. Okay. Did Mom say anything to you about Alex?
No.
No? Okay, so when the ambulance and the fire people came,
Stop. The police came too,
The police came too, thank you for letting me know that.
and the firefighter.
And the firefighters? Okay. Did any of them talk to you?
No.
No? Okay. Did you hear what Mom said?
No.
Okay. Did anyone talk to you about coming here today? Yes, who talked to you?
My grandma
Your grandma? What did she say?
said the police and firefighters and ambulance are coming.
Okay. What about before you came here today? Did anyone talk to you about coming here today?
Yes.
What did they say about coming here today?
And Annie said we're going to a meeting.
Oh, okay. Did anyone tell you what to say when you came in here to talk to me?
No.
No? Okay, did you rip that off?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's all.
That's all. I'm just thinking, was there anything I forgot to ask you about?
No.
Was anyone mean to Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
My sister Jane,
Your sister Jalen? What would Jalen do?
she kicked him
She kicked him? Okay.
in the private part.
In the private part?
She's 10.
She's 10. What did Alex do when Jalen kicked him in the private part?
She told Mom and she didn't, and Mom didn't care.
She told Mom and Mom didn't care? Okay. Does Jalen ever kick you? Shook your head no? Okay. Does Jalen ever kick Major? Does Jalen ever kick Zayden? Does Jalen kick Raya? No? Okay. Does Mom ever do anything to Alex besides hits and kicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah? What's that?
she hits me.
She hits you? Okay.
And kicks me.
And kicks you? Where in your body does she hit you? Okay. When was the last time Mom hit you there?
Thursday.
Thursday? Okay. What did Mom hit you there with?
Nobody.
Okay.
I'm really tired.
You're really tired? Okay. Does Dad know that Mom hits you? Does Dad ever hit you? No? Okay. I'm trying to think. Anything else you haven't told me yet?
No.
No? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's that?
My brother got kicked me.
Your
My
brother?
brother Major.
Brother Major kicked you? Okay. Where in your body did Major kick you?
I don't know.
In your mouth. How did that feel?
That.
Bad? Okay. Did you tell Mom or Dad that Major did that? No? Okay. Does anyone ever get choked at your house? Yeah? Shook your head. Who gets choked?
Ouch.
Alex? And who chokes Alex?
Mom.
Mom. Okay. What does Mom choke Alex with?
Her hand.
Her hand. Okay. You want to go by your auntie? Okay. I'm going to step out and check with the team. You can sit here and play, and I'll be back in a minute, okay? Thank you so much for waiting for me. I just have a couple more questions. All right, so you said that Alex was in Mom's room.
Yeah.
Okay, where in Mom's room was Alex?
And on the bed.
He was on the bed? Okay. Did Mom try to take Alex off the bed at all?
Yeah.
Yeah? Tell me about that.
She's been trying to make Alex get up.
She tried to make Alex get up? Okay. So Alex was on the bed. Okay. What did Mom do to try and make him get up?
Feed him biscuity.
Feed him biscotti? Okay. Did you see that, or did Mom tell you about it?
Mom told me about it.
Okay. You can look in there. They're dolls that we use as tools to help kids explain sometimes. So they're not toys, we use them for tools. And then you talked about the poison water. Tell me more about the poison water.
She put water in the drain and poisoning stuff.
Oh, who did that?
Um,
Good job.
my boy.
Your boy?
No, my boy.
Oh.
That's at school all the time.
Your bully that's at school all the time did that?
Yeah.
Okay. You said that Alex drank poisonic water that made him turn into a monster?
Yeah.
Yeah? What did the poisonic water look like?
Red water.
What was that?
What?
I just didn't understand. I apologize. What kind of water was it?
It was like Sprite water.
Like Sprite water?
Yeah.
Okay. And did that happen in real life, in your dream, or something else?
Real life.
Real life, okay. Who gave Alex the poisonic water?
He got it by himself.
He got it by himself? Okay, where was it?
In the drain.
In the drain?
Yeah.
Okay. And did Alex put it in a glass, a cup, or something else? Glass, what did the glass look like?
Minecraft.
Minecraft? Okay. Do you know where the Minecraft glass is now? Okay.
Hot.
Huh?
I'm hot.
You're hot? Okay. And has Alex ever drank the poisonic water before?
One time.
One time? Tell me about that time.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Okay. All right. Well, I've asked you a lot of questions today, Brantley. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. Did you ever drink the poisonic water?
Yeah.
No? Did anyone else besides Alex ever drink it?
No.
Okay. I'll get the door for you. There you go.
Ms. Swedberg, was that a fair and accurate recording of your first forensic interview with Brantley Pedrin?
Yes.
Okay, I'd move that video of State's Exhibit 62 in evidence.
No objection.
Received.
The next video is about a half an hour. I don't know if we want to take a brief break or keep playing
Yeah,
with
why
the
don't we
video.
take a brief break this morning? We'll take about, as long as you need, about 10, 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just, you can step down if you like. You can close the door, please. Just a quick.
Okay.
Thanks for the note. Oh, you actually said that on the note. Just so you know, I got a note from the state saying that the video of the child was being streamed by Court TV. Court TV can no longer stream this trial. they are kicked out. Channel 8 can continue on as long as they don't show the video of any children again. We have a court rule that says they are no longer allowed in this courtroom. Court TV, please back up and leave. As far as the rest of the participating and watching this, but this is not entertainment. This is a horrible, tragic situation. A young child has died, and the defendant is here with the right to have a trial. The state has a right to present evidence, and the defense has a right to present evidence and counter evidence. It's not for the amusement of anybody. It is for the reality of how we do justice. So that's why the court's very sensitive to this. Having said that, I apologize again to Court TV. I don't think they deserve that little rant of mine, but we will try to make sure I have all the information before we proceed on the media in the future. Having said that, anything else we need to address? Let's see, we just finished the video. I think there's a second video. That's where we're at.
Yeah, and to be fair to Court TV, we did the exact same thing. We checked. We had messages from someone on the outside saying that, and then we checked with that individual, and they panned from the video once it started playing to the defendant, so they took their attention away from it. So the information that we had was the best that we had at the time, but we were given additional information indicating that they were not playing the video. So to the extent that I relied on that information, I passed on to the court. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, having said all that, are we ready to bring the jury in from the state's perspective?
Yes.
And ready to bring the jury in from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So bring the jury in. Thank you. All right, I think everybody may be seated. Want to present the next video.
Ms. Swedberg, I just want to lay some brief foundation regarding the second forensic interview before we play it. The second forensic interview that you conducted of Brantley Pedrin was on November 2nd, 2023. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and you already explained to the jury that it was based on a disclosure that Brantley made to his father. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, with that foundation, we will play forensic interview number 2, which is from November 2nd, 2023. It's the second video file on State's Exhibit 62.
You can, Brantley, if you want to have a seat in this chair, or you know what, here, maybe I'll even scoot it over so it's easiest for you to color on it. How are you doing today, Brantley?
Good.
Good. Well, Brantley, I know that you and I talked before, but it was quite a while ago, so I'll kind of go over.
Annie.
What?
With my aunt.
With your auntie, and she's the one that brought you? Yeah, that's a good remembering. So I'm going to write my name Danielle up here, just to make it easier to remember. Alex. Brantley. Dad. Good writing. Is there anybody else you want to write down right now? Is it Araya?
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice work. All right. Well, Brantley, I know, like I said, you and I talked, but I just want to remind you of a couple of things. There are some cameras in here that are recording and allow the team members that I work with to see us today. And those team members are here to help me do my job. Do you have any questions on that? No. You're drawing stars? All different kinds of stars. I like that. Thank you. Okay, well, Brantley, and if you remember, I might ask you a lot of questions, and your words are really important, so I want to make sure that I get them all right. So I might repeat things back to you, or write things up here for us to remember. And I see that you already remember that we can write things on here. But if I write anything or say anything wrong, I want you to correct me, okay? All right, and Brantley, when we're in here, it's really important that we talk about things that are the truth. Do you know the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference?
If you lie, you can get, like, a consequence.
Okay, if you lie, you can get a consequence. Okay. So Brantley, I didn't ask you earlier, how old are you now?
6.
6. I'm going to write that here to help me remember. So Brantley, if I said you're 6 years old, is that the truth or a lie?
The truth.
The truth. And if I said, Brantley, you're 20, is that the truth or a lie?
A lie.
A lie. Okay. And do you agree that all the things you tell me today will be the truth?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Does that say 16 is greater than 5? No, tell me what it says.
This is 5. This is 705.
Oh.
And 7,001.
1. Thank you so much for helping me understand that. Thank you for correcting me. Okay. Well, Brantley, so you're 6. Are you in school?
Yeah.
Yeah. What grade are you in school?
Third.
First grade. Tell me all about first grade.
I do math and I'm good at math, but every time I do math, I like math, but I say it's fun, but my teacher say it's not fun.
Oh. So you're in first grade and you do math and you like math because you're good at it,
Yeah.
but every time you do math and say it's fun, your teacher say it's not fun?
Yeah. Yeah, because he says first grade is not fun.
He says first grade is not fun, huh? Who's your teacher?
Miss Petrick?
Petrick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But you think math is fun. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. And Brantley, you already wrote some people in your family. Alex, Brantley, Dad, Araya. What's Dad's name?
Dad.
Dad. What do other people call him?
Dad.
Other people call him Dad? Okay.
He's 7, so I should draw 7 and 6.
Okay.
And he's 33.
And Dad's 33? Okay. And Raya's 5. Okay. Is there anyone else in your family?
Yeah. She's 11, but I don't know what to spell.
That's okay. What's the 11-year-old's name?
Jalen.
Jalen? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Major, and he's 9.
Major, and he's 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Zayden, and he's 14.
Zayden, and he's 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aubrey, and she's 15.
Aubrey, and she's 15?
Anthony, and he's 15.
And who is that?
My friend.
Yeah, what's his name again?
Anthony.
Anthony. Thank you for helping me understand that. I'm sorry I didn't hear. Anthony, and he's 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh, and he's 15.
Josh, and he's 15? Okay.
Misty, and that's 50, that's 31.
32?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Ryland at 6.
Ryland at 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one else.
No, thank you so much for letting me know about all the people in your family. Okay. And so Brantley, I know you and I talked again before, but do you know why you're here to talk with me today?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you here to talk with me today?
To tell you guys what I told Dad.
Oh, okay, tell me all about what you told Dad.
So Mom pushed Alex down the stairs when he hurt his broken leg, and then Mom was stepping on his broken leg, and then Mom, and then when we got up in the middle of the night, when people are hungry in the middle of the night, Alex tried to woke up Mom, but she didn't answer, so we went to go get food, but you don't get in trouble by that.
Okay. So I heard you say a couple of things. When that Mom pushed Alex down the steps when he had his broken leg, and then she was hitting him when he had his broken leg, and then when people are hungry in the middle of the night and they go to get food, and Alex tried to wake Mom up, but she didn't wake up, and you don't get in trouble for getting food.
Yeah, but I changed my earrings.
Oh, you changed your earrings. Tell me more about changing your earrings.
So I had black earrings and this earring fell out, but I only found the back piece, but I couldn't find the front piece that I had my dad's.
Okay, so now you have your dad's earrings in?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for helping me understand that. Okay. So, Brantley, you said that Mom pushed Alex down the steps. Did Alex was his leg already broken and in a cast, or did she push him down the steps before his leg was in a cast?
When he had the cast.
When he had the cast?
Yeah.
Okay. Which steps did,
The basement.
The basement steps. Okay. Tell me everything you can remember about what happened.
I can't remember anything
Until last time. About, like, right before Brantley went down the steps.
This is a 7 right here,
Uh-huh.
and 0, 0. $700 and 1,000.
700 and 1,000. Okay.
101,000.
701,000. What is 701,000?
Okay, it's this.
Okay. What makes that number interesting to write?
It's fun to write.
It's fun to write? Okay, thank you. Okay, so you said that Alex already had the cast on his leg. How did Alex get onto the basement steps?
Mom pushed him.
Okay, so where was he before Mom pushed him?
In her room.
In her room? And how did Alex get from her room to by the basement steps?
So she told Alex to go to by the basement steps and stand there until she comes back, and she said, and that's all.
Okay. Where were you when that happened?
Said.
Home. Did you see that happen, hear that happen, or something else?
I see it.
Okay. Did anyone else see that happen?
Yeah, Major.
Major. Major and who?
Jalen.
Major and Jalen. Okay. So then, what did Mom do? Can you tell me exactly what Mom did to get Alex down the steps?
I don't know. I was upstairs.
You were upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing upstairs?
So I was playing with my sister Raya.
You were playing with your sister Raya?
With cars.
With cars? Okay. And so when you were upstairs playing with your sister Araya, what did you hear?
I heard someone going down the steps.
The steps that go upstairs or the steps that go to the basement or something different?
Basement.
Basement, okay. So you heard someone going down the steps. When you heard that, was it the sound of them walking, falling, or something different?
Falling.
Falling, okay. What did you do right after you heard the sound of someone falling down the steps?
I heard some stomping.
Okay. So you heard some stomping. Did you hear any voices?
Yeah.
Alex's? What did you hear of Alex's voice?
Screaming.
He was screaming. Okay. What happened after Alex was screaming?
Then he was crying.
Then he was crying. Okay. Did you go downstairs when Alex was screaming or crying?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you see when you went downstairs, Brantley? Alex, where did you see Alex?
On the floor.
On the floor? The floor where?
On the basement floor.
On the basement floor.
Crying.
Crying. Okay. And then, what did Mom do then?
She called the police.
She called the police? Okay, did you see her call the police, hear her call the police, or something else?
Called the police.
Okay. What did Alex do?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Did Alex get up off the basement floor? How did he get up off the floor? You don't know?
Use his hand to get up.
Used his hand to get up? Okay. And you said Mom called the police? 7,000 or 700 and 1,000? Okay. Did the police come after Mom called them? Mm-hmm. What did the police do?
Tell her to back up.
Tell her what?
Tell her to back up.
Tell her to back up?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Where was Dad when this happened?
At work.
At work? Okay. Where was Alex when the police came?
In Mom's room.
In Mom's room? Okay. Did the cops go see Alex in Mom's room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did Mom tell you what to say when the police came? No? Okay. Did anyone tell you what to say about Alex falling down the steps? No? Okay. Did anyone tell you not to talk about it?
My dad.
Your dad, what did your dad say?
Don't talk about it at school.
Don't talk about it at school? Okay. When did he tell you that?
I was talking about that at school.
When you were talking about them at school? Was that before Alex died, after Alex died? Or
After.
something? After Alex died. And then you were talking about it at school and Dad said don't talk about it at school? Okay. Is there anything else that Dad told you not to talk about? Okay. Did Mom ever tell you not to talk about stuff?
No.
No. Okay. When Alex fell down the steps and you heard him screaming and crying at the on the basement floor,
Yeah.
was so that day that happened, was that a school day? The day that Alex fell down the basement steps?
Can you go to the bathroom?
You can go to the bathroom, yes. It's right over here. I'll wait right here for you.
Well, will be time to go back?
Well, Dad's been talking with some other people right now also, but are you okay to talk with me a little bit more about this?
I kind of want to go back.
You kind of want to go back, okay. Brantley, is this hard for you to talk about? Yeah, tell me about what makes it hard.
My voice gets, my mouth gets hurts when I talk a lot.
Your mouth and your voice gets sort of when you talk a lot. Okay. So when you need a break, you just let me know, and we can always flip it over and draw some more pictures if you need a break from talking. And here are some other things to play with too. Some fidgets if you need them, okay? So Brantley, you said that you were upstairs playing cards with your Araya when you heard someone falling down the steps, and then you heard Alex screaming and crying. Do you know where Major was when that happened?
Yeah.
Where was he?
Playing with us.
Playing with you? Okay. Do you know where Jalen was when that happened?
She was in her room watching some YouTube.
She was in her room watching some YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was Mom when that happened?
Downstairs.
Downstairs? Okay. Do you know where downstairs that Mom was?
By the basement.
By the basement, okay. Did you see Mom by the basement, hear her, or something different? Can you hear the noise that makes when it goes so fast? Yeah. Okay. Brantley, did you see Mom by the basement, hear her, or something different?
Something different.
What was the something different?
Screaming at her. Screaming at him.
Screaming at him. You heard Mom screaming at, when you say him, do you mean Alex or somebody different? When you say screaming at him, who do you mean?
I always do that.
You always do that? That's okay. You can do that as much as you'd like. I'm okay with it. Oh, it's too far for me to reach. So when you heard that screaming and Alex fell down the basement steps, was that light out, dark out, or something else?
It was light out.
It was light out. When the cops came, was it light out, dark out, or something else?
Light.
It was what?
It was light.
It was lights out? Okay. What were you doing when the cops came?
My auntie came to pick me up.
Your auntie came to pick you up? Okay. When your auntie came to pick you up, did you see Alex alive again after that? No. Okay. Were there any other adults in the house at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
My dad.
Your dad?
My dad came too.
Your dad then came to?
No.
No? That's okay. Thanks for correcting me. Okay. So, were there any, when you heard Alex go down the basement steps and screaming and crying, and then your mom screaming at Alex, Were there any other adults in the house at that time?
No.
No. Okay. Did your mom say anything to you?
A pink.
A P?
No.
No? Okay. An L? Oh, and it lands and makes some interesting letters, huh? What do you think it made this time?
A pink. A C.
A C. Okay.
A C again.
A C again. All right. Did Araya, or did you talk with Araya or Major about Alex going down the basement steps?
No.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did you talk with Araya about Alex going down the basement steps?
Mom, that is cool.
You're not supposed to. Okay. Who told you you're not supposed to talk about it? Dad. Okay. An L. Did Dad tell you you're not supposed to talk about it the day that it happened, or the different day?
A different day.
A different day. Okay. Whoa! Look at those handstands. Careful. Is your head okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I always do that.
You always do that?
Yeah.
How did you learn how to do handstands so well?
My sister.
Your sister? Which sister?
Jaden.
Jaden?
Jaden, right here.
Jalen. Thank you for correcting me.
But, come.
Okay. Had you ever, well, and then you told me earlier that you saw Mom hitting Alex with his broken leg. Tell me more about that.
What else?
You don't know what else?
Yeah.
Okay. When Alex was on the basement floor, did anyone hit him when he was out on the floor?
I usually get different piece of paper.
Yeah.
Candy black.
Back. You can hand it to me if you need me to get the cap on it. Tell me about your drawing.
It's here with something.
It's you with some earrings? Okay. So when Alex was on the basement floor and he was screaming and crying, then what did Mom do? Thank you for drawing that. Those are big earrings.
They're as big as mine.
They're as big as yours. Yeah. Okay. What did Mom do when Alex was on the basement floor screaming and crying? You shrugged your shoulders? Okay. Do you know how Alex got into Mom's room then?
He sleeps in there.
He sleeps in there. Do you know how he got from the basement floor to Mom's room? No. Okay. Had you ever seen
A pink.
a P? Had you ever seen Mom push Alex before?
No.
A U.
No.
An L.
C.
A C. Had you ever seen Mom push Alex before? No. Okay.
That's hot.
You're hot? Okay. Have you ever been pushed?
No.
No. Okay.
By my sister.
By your sister? Okay. I'll just crack the door just a little bit. Okay. And so then you told Dad about this the other day. What made it okay to tell Dad about it?
By telling him.
By telling him? Okay. An X? Okay.
I'm just bored.
You're just bored? Okay. Well, I just have a few more questions to make sure that I understand everything correctly. Have you talked to anyone else about this?
No.
No?
Only my dad.
Only your dad? Okay. What did your dad say when you talked to him about it?
Don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it? Okay. Did he tell you who not to talk about it with?
My friends and stuff.
Your friends and stuff? Okay. Did anybody tell you what to say when you came here to talk with me today?
No.
No.
My dad.
Your dad, what did your dad say about coming here to talk today?
Tell you what I said, about what I said to tell you. I don't tell Dad.
Okay, so Dad told you to come here and talk to me about what you had told him?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell Dad anything that you haven't told me yet?
No, he didn't tell me that.
No, he didn't say that. Okay. So you said that then you told Dad about what you saw, or about Mom pushing Alex down the basement steps, and you said that then after you got picked up that time, then that was the last time that you saw Alex alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's been a few seconds.
You think that's been a few seconds? Okay, I'm going to take a second to think if there's any more questions that I have. You take a second to think if there's anything you haven't
I
told
don't
me.
have any questions.
You don't have any questions? But wait, is there anything you haven't told me yet? I'm going to think.
I haven't told you. I have told you all this stuff, so.
You told me all this stuff? Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to check in with my team really quick. Do you want to draw some more in here, or you can play with the fidget, and then I'll be right back, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got no more questions for you today. So, do you feel safe where you're at today? Mm-hmm. Who do you live with?
My dad.
Your dad? And do you feel safe with your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, if you think of anything else that would be important for me to know, you can let Dad know, and you can come and talk with me again.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming to see me today, Brantley.
Swedberg, was that a fair and true copy of the interview that you conducted of Brantley Pedrin on November 2nd of 2023?
Yes.
All right, at this time, I'd move both videos of State's Exhibit 62 into evidence that have been played in court. I would also move Exhibit 65 into evidence, which is a transcript of the second interview, and defense has a copy of the same. Thank you.
No objection, consistent with the local court rule on DAR reporting.
They'll be received.
Y'all did.
Good.
So, Ms. Swedberg, I want to start with Brantley's two videos here. Would you agree with me that Brantley appeared to be distracted in both of those videos?
Yes.
He was running around like a horse in the first one, is that right?
I don't know that it'd say a horse, but he was definitely moving around and fidgety, yes.
On all fours?
At times, yes.
And in the second one, it looked like he was playing with a lot of toys and trying to make letters out of, I don't even know what you call that.
Yes.
He was doing some handstands.
Yes.
You agree with me that this is an example of a boy that age behaving rambunctiously?
Yes.
Obviously, you showed a little bit of concern that Brantley might fall over and hurt himself when he was doing those handstands. Is that correct?
Yes,
And you're unaware of how Brantley behaved on a day-to-day basis when he's not with you. Is that fair?
can you repeat that question?
You're not aware of how Brantley behaved on a daily basis at home when he's not with you.
That's correct.
So the second interview occurred on November 2nd of 2023. Is that correct?
Yes,
And I believe the first one was February 12th of 2023. Is that correct?
correct.
My understanding is that the second interview was prompted by a report from Brantley's father, Brantley Pedrin, that he had more information to share. Is that correct?
Correct.
At that point, you're aware that Ms. Dykeman had been arrested and charged with Alex's homicide?
I believe so, yes.
You were aware that she was in jail at that point?
I don't know that I knew where she was at, no.
You're aware that Brantley was living with his father, Mr. Pedrin, full-time?
He said he was living with his dad, yes. I was not aware of specific custody or placement arrangements.
So early in the interview, you ask Brantley about consequences. Is that a standard thing that you'll ask kids about?
Yes,
You agree that Brantley did not describe to you what a consequence would be in that second interview?
I don't recall exactly what he said, but yes, we all watched the interview.
Sure. Referring to the first interview on February 10th, Ms. Swedberg, would you agree that it was apparent that Brantley was making at least some of those details up?
That's not what I would say, no.
So, Ms. Swedberg, he told you that Alex drank poison coming out of the drain that was put there by his school bully. Is that correct?
He did say things like that, yes.
And your testimony here is that that didn't seem to be made up.
It was my testimony that that's not what I would say.
Brantley told you that he watched Alex turn into a green monster and then watched Alex die. Is that correct?
He said something like that, yes.
Is it your testimony that that did not sound made up to you?
It's my testimony that I would describe it differently than made up.
Brantley described to you a secret door in his brother Zayden's room where his mother kept firearms, money, a paddle or spoon to hit children with, and a stash of diamonds. Is that correct?
Correct.
You aware of whether or not such a stash of these items was ever located in the home?
I'm not aware of that, no.
Brantley described to you Alex being forced to go outside and walk around on his broken leg and pick up dog poop. Is that correct?
I don't know that he said he had to go outside, but he did talk about walking on his broken leg and cleaning up dog poop, yes.
Well, typically dog poop would be outside. Would you agree with that?
No.
No? You have a dog that does that indoors?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Brantley did not describe how Alex was able to walk around on his broken leg to do this. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're aware that there was no dog at that home on February 11th?
I'm not aware of that, no.
Now, when a child tells you something that seems to be untrue, or at least that you would question as untrue, it's not your practice to confront the child as to why they're saying that. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you agree that Brantley gave different accounts between these two interviews as to how Alex fell down the stairway?
Between the two interviews?
Yes.
Yes, he gave two accounts. I'm not sure if they were describing the same incident or two different incidents, because one was before his leg was broken and one was after his leg was broken.
Sure. So, Ms. Swedberg, in the first interview, Brantley told you that he watched his sister Araya push Alex down the stairs. Is that correct?
Correct.
The second interview, he says that he watched Josie push Alex down the stairs.
I think he said that he heard, but yes, he talks about his mom being the one to push Alex down the steps in the second interview.
And what he said was that he was upstairs with his sister Jalen and Major, and I think one other child perhaps, and then heard Josie drag Alex and push him down the stairs. Is that correct?
I don't believe that he said drag, but he does talk about believing that he heard someone who he says is Alex fall down the steps, correct?
Do you agree that that accounting is not the same accounting that he gave you in the first interview?
Yes, but I believe that they were two separate incidents.
You never tried to clarify that in the second interview, is that correct?
You're correct, I did not.
You're aware that Brantley said that Alex had been pushed down the stairs wearing his cast,
Correct, that's what leads me to believe it was possibly two separate incidents.
and that Ms. Dykeman called the police and the police helped him after being pushed down with his cast on?
I don't recall exactly what he said about the police when he came there, but yes, he does talk about Ms. Dykeman calling the police.
You're aware that that incident where the police were called after being pushed down the stairs didn't happen?
I'm not aware of when the police were called to the home, no.
Now, Ms. Swedberg, would you agree with me that there's a concern for coaching with what Brantley said repeatedly throughout these interviews?
I understand you may have that concern. That's not the concern that I had with the interview.
Ms. Swedberg, he repeatedly said in that second interview that his dad instructed him not to talk about elements of Alex's injuries and death. Is that correct?
At school, correct.
And then he repeatedly said that he was there to talk about what he had discussed with his father.
Correct.
And then he gave you statements that were inconsistent, at least in part, with what he said in February. Is that correct?
They were different information, correct.
You agree that you never asked Brantley why the details of his accounting on November 2nd were different from those on February 12th?
That's correct.
So I want to talk a little bit about choking here. You agree that you're the one who brought up the subject of choking with Brantley. Is that correct?
I did ask that question, yes.
Brantley had not mentioned choking or strangling at any point until you brought up the topic. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you agree that you never asked Brantley whether or not his father, Derek, choked?
I asked who, and it was Brantley's answer that it was Mom.
You never asked whether or not his father or others engaged in this behavior?
I don't recall if I asked if anyone else did it.
Ms. Swedberg, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked the other day here. Are you aware that Brantley was present on a video in which his father, Mr. Pedrin, was screaming at Alex and questioning, do you just like getting your fucking ass beat?
As I said before, I'm not aware of any other videos.
Certainly that would have been something that you would have questioned Brantley about had you been told that this evidence existed.
I could have asked him about it, yes.
And since investigators didn't tell you that there was evidence of Mr. Pedrin physically abusing the children, you didn't inquire into Mr. Pedrin further. Is that correct?
I did inquire about Mr. Pedrin.
Physically abusing. Swearing, I will agree with, not physical abuse.
Sustain.
If you're aware of evidence that Mr. Pedrin was physically abusing Ms. Dykeman, would you have asked Brantley about that?
I could have, and I do ask on multiple occasions, did anyone else hit or kick, and allow all of the kids in the interviews to be able to give their own answer.
And would it concern you if a child did not report that his father hit or kicked when there was clear video evidence of him doing that?
Object on vagueness.
Ms. Swedberg, are you aware whether or not that there have been recorded videos of Mr. Pedrin repeatedly striking Ms. Dykeman when he was angry at her?
I'm not aware of any other videos.
And I'm just going to ask the follow-up question. Are you aware that there's another video of Mr. Pedrin striking and then strangling Ms. Dykeman in front of Brantley, Alex, and Major?
I'm not aware of any other videos.
No video of him strangling Ms. Dykeman in front of children. Not that there is evidence.
But he acknowledged it in his testimony.
I don't know if there's a video of it, but he may have acknowledged his testimony.
Would it concern you, knowing about this evidence, if a child said, Dad has not been engaged in physical violence?
No, I'm not concerned about that.
Even though the child in question is visible on the video evidence?
So the interview was not specific to domestic abuse, and in my questions, I ask, are you, aware, does anybody get hits or kicks, things like that? And I allow the children to answer with the information that they have.
So it would not concern you if a child told you something that was later shown to be untrue?
I would need more information to know whether or not it was concerning to me or not.
All right. So, Ms. Swedberg, were you aware that going into that November 2nd interview that Mr. Pedrin had made had interrogated his son Brantley about what he was going to say to you?
Am I aware of that?
Yes.
No, sir, I was not aware of that.
Were you aware that Mr. Pedrin actually made a video of Brantley trying to lock down his statement in advance of speaking with you?
I'm not aware of that, but it's not uncommon for parents to, when a child makes a statement, for them to attempt to record it. It's not necessarily ideal, but it's not uncommon with the cell phone recording capacities these days.
It's not necessarily ideal because a parent has the ability to manipulate either the memory or the statement that a child could give.
I would say it's not ideal because they don't have the training that someone like myself or a forensic interviewer has on how to ask questions.
And it wouldn't be ideal if a parent is coaching a child through answers and telling him that's not what happened in response to what the child said.
That would not be ideal, no.
Nobody told you that this video existed?
I don't believe, or I don't recall.
Certainly, you would have talked to Brantley if you had known that his father had recorded this video with him a week prior to your interview?
Yes, and one of the questions I do ask is, did anyone tell you what to say? And he does talk about the fact that his dad told him to come and tell me or talk with the person about what he had told his dad.
It didn't concern you, Ms. Swedberg, that Alex reported that his father told him to come and repeat the statements that he had made to him?
No, that doesn't concern me at all. That's very common as to how a disclosure is made. And, children are coming because an adult has learned information or a disclosure. That's how it gets reported to CPS or law enforcement in order to come to us.
And it didn't concern you that his father was telling him not to talk about this with other people?
He clarified that he was told not to talk about it at school, and I actually believe that that would be appropriate and that Alex's death would not be something that would be appropriate to be discussed at school.
So let me get this straight. It's concerning if Ms. Dykeman discourages anyone from talking about this at school, correct?
No, if Ms. Dykeman encouraged people not to talk about it at school, I would think that that was also appropriate.
Did you not give the opposite testimony the last time you were on the stand here?
I don't recall Ms. Dykeman talking to the kids about not talking about it at school.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit more about Major. So, just clarifying from your review of your interviews, would you agree that Major never told you that he saw Josie push Alex down the stairs?
Correct.
Would you agree that Major never told you that he saw Josie punching Alex with closed fists?
Correct.
Would you agree that Major never told you that he saw Josie attack and kick Alex inside of a kitchen area?
He talked about Ms. Dykeman kicking Alex, but he did not specify the kitchen area.
Would you agree that he never said the same about a living room area?
Correct. I don't recall that I asked about the location of when he talks about Ms. Dykeman kicking Alex.
Would you agree that Major never told you that Ms. Dykeman would form two fists and repeatedly punch Major with his, or punch Alex with his fists or her fists?
No, he talks about hits and kicks. He does not describe them as punches to me.
Would you agree that Major never told you that he observed Josie repeatedly kicking Alex as he was on the ground?
He talks about kicks. I don't recall that he talks about repeatedness.
Would you agree that Major never described to you how he was able to see into his mother's room some of the abuse that he described?
He does attempt to describe that a little bit, yes.
Did he describe how he was able to see through the curtain over his mom's room?
No.
And at any point did Major describe to you how he was able to see, angled into his mother's room, the purported abuse happening on the bed?
I don't recall abuse on the bed, but he does talk about how he's able to see into his room a little bit and about the situation or the setup of bedrooms within the house.
Now, Major told you that the bending the leg incident, at least, he said that Alex was on the floor at one point, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And then he said that Alex was on the bed at one point, is that correct?
I don't recall that, but that's just me not recalling that specific piece.
And he said that he observed Josie taking Alex's leg and bending it forward towards his head as he was screaming and crying, correct?
Yes.
Major did not tell you that he observed his mother bending Alex's leg backwards towards the back of Alex's head. Is that correct?
I don't recall his exact words. We all watched the video, so how he described it is how he described it.
Now, Major told you that his brother Brantley witnessed Josie supposedly strangling Alex on the floor of her bedroom. Is that correct?
I think he does talk about the fact that Brantley knew about it. I can't recall if he said he saw it or how he knew about it.
Well, he said that came to Brantley for help to get his mom to stop strangling Alex, correct?
Yes.
Having just watched Brantley's videos, do you agree that we don't see references to that in either of the forensic interviews from Brantley?
Brantley does talk about his mom choking Alex.
Brantley did not talk about being summoned by Major to come help stop the choking, correct?
Nope, he didn't mention that.
And he didn't talk about him and Major going down there to get his mom off of Alex, did he?
No.
Do you agree, ma'am, that there is no process in the forensic protocol that you employ for confronting a child about statements that you know to be untrue?
For this age, there are some training that I've had regarding older children and trafficking situations.
And there is no process for confronting a child at this age or in this process about statements that you know to be inconsistent with the evidence?
That process would be to ask additional questions or to get clarifying information.
In other words, it's not your job to confront a child if it's obvious that they're not telling the truth. Is that correct?
Correct.
Ms. Swedberg, would you agree that children can and do sometimes confuse dates in which they were injured?
Yes.
Nothing further. Subject to recross on the remaining subjects, Judge.
Okay. Redirect?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Swedberg, when we're talking about child statements, and it's important to talk about the statements being made from the perspective of the child. Is that fair?
Correct.
And I believe Attorney Bowles actually said earlier in this trial that children are not little adults.
Correct.
Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
What does that statement mean to you?
It means, as we had talked about earlier, that based on age and development of a child, that their ability to understand or to recall information is going to be different than what we would expect of a typically functioning adult.
Now, the phrasing used by Attorney Zachar to describe the recorded interview of Derek Pedrin asking Brantley questions relative to the stair fall. He used the word interrogation when he was describing it to you. Do you recall him using the word interrogation?
I don't recall his exact word.
Would it help you to see that video in court today?
I don't know if it would help me or not. I haven't seen it, and I don't know what information it would present to me.
The 69? I'd ask for that we can play State's Exhibit 69.
Yeah, no objection.
Go ahead.
Why?
Because. What'd you say?
I said, when you weren't there, Alex's mom hurted Alex. And when
How?
because he wasn't being, Mom said he was being a bad boy, but he wasn't.
What'd she do to him?
She kicked him down the stairs. In the basement.
That's how he broke his leg? And then what?
And then he died.
No. He didn't die that day.
And then he said, then Mom said go to bed to Alex, not us.
And then?
He died.
I move 69 into evidence.
Objection.
Be received.
The first question that was asked by Mr. Pedrin is, what did you say? Is that correct?
Yes,
Is that an open-ended or closed-ended question?
open-ended.
Was the very next thing he asked how?
I believe so. He
Okay.
asked that at some point.
And another question that Mr. Pedrin asked is, what did she do? Question mark.
Yes,
He also said, and then what happened?
yes.
How would you describe the questions used by Mr. Pedrin when he was asking these questions?
Appropriate.
They're open questions, is that fair?
Mhm.
Would you use interrogation as a term to describe that form of questioning of a child?
No, I would not have.
We talked a little bit before we played that video about perspective and a child's perspective. Is that fair?
Yes,
One of the things that Brantley Pedrin said in his second forensic interview is that he was upstairs at the time of the fall down the stairs and the pushing. Is that correct?
correct.
Now, there's two different upstairs in that house. There's upstairs from the basement to the first floor, and then there's upstairs from the first floor to the second floor. Is that fair?
I've never been in the house, but based on what is described in the forensic interviews, that's what I would assume.
Okay, so upstairs could mean two different things based on the answer that he's giving. Is that true?
It could,
Okay, if that's the layout of the house.
correct.
And it would be important to know from Brantley's perspective what he meant by upstairs. Is that fair?
Yes,
You were asked about some statements that Brantley made that counsel said just were not true, the monster statements and how his brother Alex looked after Alex passed away. Do you remember those statements?
I was asked it, yes.
And you said you would not describe those statements as that way. How would you describe those statements?
I would describe those as a young child's attempt to try and put words into his understanding of what happened. It's not uncommon in forensic interviews for children to use some fantastical statements, but a lot of times they don't have the vocabulary or the understanding that as we as adults do to describe things, so they attempt to describe it with the words they have.
We also don't know what adults may have told Brantley to try and explain the death of his brother. Is that fair?
That's fair.
And sometimes adults may want to tell a child something that makes it easier for the child to understand related to the death.
They could.
If a child is describing incidents of kicking or choking, it's important to know the specific incident that they're talking about, correct?
To the best of our ability, it's helpful, yes.
And if there's more than one incident, that can be hard to differentiate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if the child is talking about one incident without getting additional details relative to that incident, we don't know if it's the one that Attorney Zachar was talking about or Major went and got him, for instance, on the choking, correct?
Right, I don't know that.
It could be another incident of choking?
It could have been.
Okay.
Or it could just be that that wasn't information that Brantley remembered or thought important in describing that situation.
Okay. And just going back to the choking, you were asked whether you brought up the topic of choking, and you acknowledged that you did bring that topic up. Is that correct?
Correct.
But you asked who does the choking, correct?
If I recall correctly, I think I asked first if that had ever happened. And then when he acknowledged that, I asked for details and the who.
And then a description? And then a description?
Yes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Any recross?
Yes, Your Honor. All right. So, Ms. Swedberg, is it your testimony here today that you believe that Brantley's bully from school put poison in the drain of their shower?
I believe that that was Brantley's ability to describe something to me.
Should we be investigating Brantley's bully for putting this poison in the shower?
That would be your decision, not mine, sir.
And is that something that you thought you would have investigated or questioned about if you believe that to be a logical explanation that this boy from school put poison down the drain?
No, I don't believe that that is a concern for a bully at school. As I said, I believe that was Brantley's attempt to describe what he knew.
You didn't ask any clarifying questions about the bully from school putting poison down the drain because you knew that that information was untrue.
I didn't ask any clarifying questions, it's correct.
And Ms. Swedberg, is it your testimony that Brantley watched Alex turn into a monster after consuming this poisonous red Sprite out of the shower drain that his bully had placed there?
Same thing as I'd said before, I believe that that is Brantley's ability to try and describe what he knew.
And Brantley, in fact, told you that he was sleeping prior to Alex's death, correct?
He said at one point he didn't sleep at all, and then at another point that he had woke up, so I'm not 100% sure what was happening there.
He told you that his brother Zayden was home for Alex's death, is that correct?
He did mention Zayden being in the house, yes.
Or that Zayden was not in the house?
Based on what Major had said and then additional information, I don't believe Zayden was in the house, but I was not the one to clarify or verify that information.
He said that he slept upstairs with his aunt on the night of the death, is that correct?
I believe that he was confused on the days and I was not able to ask the questions in a way that made sense to him. So after that, then I went back and attempted to clarify on the night when Alex was still alive.
You're aware that Brantley did not sleep upstairs on the night of Alex's death, is that correct?
No, I'm not aware of where he did or didn't sleep that night.
You're aware that his aunt was not at the home on the date of Alex's death?
I believe based on what Major said, as well as some other information, that an aunt or another adult was not present that night.
Were you aware in the course of conducting these interviews that there was coordination happening between the Hellrood and the Pedrin families?
I don't know what you mean by coordination, but no, I was not aware.
You were unaware that the two were discussing what the children were reporting or what the children would say?
Objection calls for hearsay.
I'm asking if she's aware.
Not being off for the truth matter, you can ask the question.
Are you aware of that?
That they were attempting, the two families were attempting to talk about what the children were going to say?
Yes.
No. The children were very consistent in.
Thank you. The question here is, would you have gone into that in your forensic interviews had you been aware of that information?
I did ask both kids if anybody had talked to them about coming there or if anyone had told them what to say.
Let's talk about the exhibit that the state just played. I was going to do this again with Brantley, but we've got it here in front of you. It's apparent to you that there had been a conversation between Brantley and Mr. Pedrin before he turned on his phone and started recording. Is that fair?
Yes.
You have no idea what Mr. Pedrin and Brantley discussed before he turned on his cell phone. Is that correct?
No, I do not.
And Mr. Pedrin's standing over Brantley from an elevated position recording downwards. Would you agree with that characterization?
Yes.
And Brantley looks scared at points in that video. Is that correct?
I don't know that I would say that.
Well, you don't know what Brantley looks like when he's scared. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
He had some sunken eyes, or I guess some bags or dark spots under his eyes.
I did observe that, yes.
You have no idea whether or not Mr. Pedrin was physically abusive with Brantley prior to recording this video.
No, I don't know that.
And Mr. Pedrin, in this video, is asking Brantley for a chronology or progression of events leading to Alex's injuries. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Alex says some things in that video even that we know to be inconsistent with what he said to you. Is that correct?
Objection. I think you said Alex. I think you mean
Brantley, yes. My apologies.
Okay. Can you repeat that question again then so I make sure I
Brantley
understand?
said some things in that video with his father that you know to be inconsistent with what was reported to you.
Yes.
And in fact, at least at 2 points, Brantley describes the chronology as Alex falling down the stairs and then dying. Is that correct?
He does make that statement, yes.
And his father's actually correcting him, saying, no, that's not what happened. Is that right?
That does happen in the video, yes.
And then 7 days later, Brantley comes in and talks to you about, or gives you that accounting on November 2nd. Is that correct?
I don't know when that video was made, but at some point after it, he comes in to talk with me, yes.
Counsel, can we stipulate that the video was generated on October 26th of 2023?
we can probably reach that stipulation. I just don't have it in front of me.
You have no idea what the dynamic was like between Mr. Pedrin and Brantley in the course of discussing what he would say on November 2nd to you. Is that correct?
I did ask in the interview, and Brantley does answer some of those questions, so that's the information I have.
And you have no idea what other discussions Mr. Pedrin had with Brantley prior to his interview with you on the 2nd?
No.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Oh, actually, one bit of just clarification here. Page 7. All right. So, Ms. Swedberg, your testimony, I guess, on redirect was that Brantley described being upstairs when Josie supposedly pushed Alex down the stairway. Is that correct?
I believe that's what he said, yes.
Do you agree that Brantley also told you that he had seen that incident happen before saying that he was upstairs?
He does give some information about being upstairs, seeing it, playing, so different information when I ask clarifying questions, yes.
that would be contained within the video, that he both said that he saw it happen and then later described that he had been upstairs when it happened?
Do I agree that that's what he said? Is that what
Yes.
you asked? Yes.
That's all I have.
Redirect, if there's any.
Yeah, just real briefly. Again, we don't know what upstairs Brantley is referring to, right?
I do not know.
Okay, and there's 2 sets of staircases in this house?
Based on the children's description, that's my understanding, yes.
Okay. Are you aware that Brantley, after the death of Alex, was placed with an aunt?
I'm aware that an,
Across.
It's not, because they
No.
brought up where he slept.
Overruled.
so I am aware that an aunt brought him to the forensic interviewer who was around at that time. I don't know the specifics of his placement following the interviews.
So if someone asked the question, where did you sleep on the day or the night that Alex Xavier passed away, his interpretation may be the night after he passed away, correct?
Correct.
And he slept at an aunt's house that night, as far as you know?
That's my understanding, yes.
Interviewing a child is a very complex practice, is it not?
Yes.
Attorney Zachar brought up the questions related to Brantley being abused just before that video was taken. Do you remember those questions?
Yes.
Did you see any bruising on his face?
No, I saw the dark circles, but I wouldn't have considered them bruising.
You see a kid that was crying?
No.
You see a kid trembling in fear?
No.
Did you see any signs of abuse whatsoever in that video?
From what I could observe in that video, no.
And are you aware that that video was turned over to law enforcement?
I'm aware that at some point law enforcement or child protection saw the video, which prompted them to bring him back in, but I don't know the specifics of when or how they saw it.
And so according to Attorney Zachar's questions, if we presume that to be true, Mr. Pedrin would have abused this child knowing he was bringing this child in for another forensic interview where he's going to be asked about abuse. Does that make any sense to you?
Objection, argumentative, hypothetical.
Sustained.
I'll withdraw it.
Anything further in recross?
Just one. Ms. Swedberg, would you agree with me that kids who are being abused by a parent don't all appear to be the same way?
Correct.
Nothing further.
Anything further? All right. And we're done.
Subject to recall, subject to recross on the further topics.
Okay. You're excused at this point in time.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we call another witness?
We can. Can we take a 5-minute break?
Yes. All right. So let's take about a 5-10 minute break, and we'll see you in a bit.
I think we can probably just